Hey everyone, it's Krista. We're back again. So we're gonna try to put the PTO back together, and both of the shafts have to be pressed back into bearings or other stuff. So this will be kind of like my first round of screwing with it, and hopefully we can get some progress. But everything on this has been one step forward, two steps. So I'm gonna rearrange the camera so you can be kind of seeing the whole picture. And give you a little bit of height. Okay, that works. And put my tripod over here. So we're also simulcasting to Twitch, which I have no idea if that's worth the effort, but we're doing it. Okay, please don't fall. All right. So I had to totally like redo half the pallets in the warehouse. I shouldn't say half the pallets. I had to move a couple pallets around um, because, I kind of keep things on pallets a lot. And wow, this is a little bit awkward. And so because things are on pallets a lot, you like having to shuffle things around. I don't have a forklift here. I had one, last decade in the last shop. So, okay, what am I trying to do? Maybe I'll put it over there. I want to try to make it to where if I wanted to get it close to the camera, I can. We'll see how many things we have to run over to get there. Oh, the pivot. Pivot. That'll have to do. So when you use a press, especially on bearings or shafts, anything along those lines, you find round things really helpful. So round things like sockets, metal tubing, pipe. Tubing and pipe are two different things. Don't even think they're the same. Okay, so we have the press right here. Whoa, don't fall. Okay, we need to move the tripod. That's not going to work. Wow, if I didn't let my whole world be so messy, maybe it wouldn't be so bad, right? I mean, jeez. Okay. All right. So what do you see? You see the side. Okay. Dang, I might not be totally ready. That sucks. I just realized I forgot something. Of course I did. The output shaft of the PTO has internal splines. I guess you could call it female splines. And they're pretty gunky because everything was leaking. I mean, the transmission was leaking through the PTO to the outside world. The hydraulic fluid was leaking from the hydraulic pump to the outside world. I mean, it's just like a bunch of bad. Okay. So here's the output shaft. All right. So this is the gear for the input shaft. And I sort of clean these parts up reasonably well. Sort of and reasonably being operative words. We need the rifle brush. Okay. Am I hiding it from myself? I mean, that's kind of how I usually roll. Here, rifle brush. Nope, nope, nope. Goodness. What do I do with all my rifle brushes? There's like, I only buy them a dozen at a time. Oh, here's one. So I call it a rifle brush because this is what was issued with an M16. And I was in the Army, and when we had to clean our weapons, we totally used these. And I was like, holy crap, this is a pretty amazing brush. And so just like having the civilian AR, I've always wanted to have my rifle cleaning brush with me all the time. Pretty much for cleaning, I just use kerosene. I use kerosene everywhere. It's like, it's usually not completely rude to plastic. It does a generally good job cleaning grease and slime off of metal. Yeah, so I just had the kerosene sitting in there for overnight, and wow, that's pretty disgusting. Oh, holy crap, that's dense. Okay. So that gear is on the output shaft, and it has splines, and the splines engage with the gear to the shaft. And I think you could say they are helical cut splines. I'm not even sure what I would do to clean that out normally. It's probably use brake cleaner. I don't really use a bunch of brake cleaner because, you start spending a lot of money and it sprays everywhere and it's nasty. So I'm just twisting and shoving this rag in. Wow, that's pretty disgusting. And that's pretty disgusting. Okay, we'll get some more. I would have a parts cleaner, but I almost don't believe in them. If I ever got to where I really was cleaning multiple vehicles for other people full time, Yeah, I'd probably get a parts cleaner. That's probably worth it then. I'm not exactly sure how much, folks. Gotta cancel that. I caught it. Yay. I'm not sure how much. Um, if you watch mechanics on YouTube, I mean, there's like Western Truck Repair. I just don't know how much it matters to get things really, really clean. Especially this part here is not a full-time kind of system. You're only going to be running these parts while using the output. Maybe I'll go after this gently with sandpaper. So I have 1500 grit and 2000. And you just apply a back and forth motion. Lots of people know how to do back and forth motions. I guess some folks might say it's sort of like an in and out motion. So that's 1500 grit. All it's going to do is knock down the tops off of mountains of scratches and burrs and marks. It's really not going to have any real effect. I'll hit it with some of this silicone Teflon lube, and this is 2500 grit. I got it from an auto body shop. Is this 2000 or 20? This is 2000. I've also got 2500 and 3000 from the same people. It comes from Japan. So this is just another level of making things not be sharp. And she goes down slowly. Okay. I mean, it made enough of a difference that I can't quite feel the lines where the seal was before. And then a close-up view of the shaft. So it has female splines on the output. This points back on the truck. And then behind it bolts up the Muncie hydraulic pump. And I just have no idea what's up with these splines. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're bad. They're really shallow. So hopefully I don't need to take all of this apart to change the shaft. I will if I have to. Hopefully I don't have to. All right, we've got, why don't we just get a new, we'll just kind of like cycle through these shop towels. I can tell from the wear pattern that this sleeve was first and then the gear. And I can tell that because the gear has wear on its face. Now on the gear, we have two sides to it. This side has a little bit bigger pattern, and that bigger pattern is on the side of the bearing. And then it has this smaller pattern, which was on the side of the spacer. Plus, I took pictures of it all before I took it apart. If you are on the Twitch right now and you want to see the wind up to this on YouTube, my username is, or my channel name username is If Life Were Easy. And then probably it won't come up anywhere near the top because I'm not popular, but it will come up if you add gasket or PTO or rollback or CF7000. Any of those will probably get it back. So this was originally red. It had no color when it came off the truck. Oh, we need to do this. Crap. Okay. I have a feeling we're not going to get around to the press today, and I'm a little bummed about that. I'm going to have to just realign my expectations. I just sort of have a feeling that won't be happening. I don't necessarily need this paint gone, but I do need it to be really flat. And there is some cardboard stuck. Because I had this resting on cardboard when I painted it. So let's get a scraper. Wow, this paint's pretty awesome, actually. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we're totally not going to be doing the press today. That sucks. Yeah, there's too much prep I have to do, and you don't do that with gears and bearings on the inside. So I'm sorry, I lied. I teased. We are going to have to do some work, and I thought I had a couple sheets of sandpaper that weren't these. Well, dang, what are these? 1500 and 1500. These are not the droids we're looking for. I know I had a couple big-ish sheets of some kind of sandpaper out, and I thought I put them on this cart. Well, today's just kind of going all to hell, ain't it? Hi, buddy. Little Elliot kitty over here. Well, here's a piece of emery cloth. Let's try this. So this bottom surface, it bolts to the transmission, and there is an SAE standard for this bolt pattern, and it's intended for power takeoff units, so they could be a little bit standardized. And there's interoperability between brands. Oh, what's that over there? That's my paper. Yes. 320 and 120. Yes. Okay. Let's just, I don't know. I'm just bummed because, like, you know, I should have done a little more homework before trying to think I was going to get started. And I guess it's just wishful thinking. So it's sort of like all the big projects, you know, you just don't know what you're going to have happen until you start doing it. Okay. And if you're going to be doing a whole lot of this, usually like you could clamp your paper to the table. Like you could put down a metal strip to help hold it, and then you could clamp it. So I just want to make the surface flat, and that means we just get the paint off. It wasn't especially even. The whole thing was painted yellow first because I didn't have my pink at home. And then I had my pink at work, so then I painted it pink on the outside. I wanted to seal in the steel so it wouldn't start flash rusting. And then I paint everything that I touch just so I kind of know what I worked on. All right, that's perfect. There's a run in the paint on this side. And this side has maybe a run, so we need to do these two surfaces. What about this one? There's a little bit of a buildup. So yeah, so all the gasket surfaces need to be done. That's just fantastic. I mean, I care a little bit about aesthetics. I mean, I just want it to be pink, so. Oh, that's grumpy. Let's try the 320. Maybe if I sort of support it. The vibration is kind of a good sign. Normally you wouldn't want it, but that means we're getting kind of a lot of surface area. You know what? That's flat enough. That'll be fine. You can see where the run was. Okay, now we'll do this one. I mean, it's pretty much probably all of life. It's all about the preparation. The more time you put into prep, the better the product. I mean, like the videos today, if I'd have put a little bit of effort into getting ready and walking through what I was going to try to do, well, it'd probably be a better video, wouldn't it? I'm more about reality, not trying to look great. I've always been very transparent about how I do things. So that's pretty flat too. And I'll show the twitchers because there aren't any, because nobody likes me, which is fine. Okay, so now we're gonna do this other face here, except for we have to miss the nameplate tag. I think right off we're perfect. We'll just do one more little shove. We're gonna have gaskets on here too, so it's not like I'm totally counting on these. Perfect. Or is it? No, we need to do a little more. Okay, all right, we need to do more. This corner by my left thumb. I think that's pretty great. I don't see those leaking, especially considering they were just straight up rusted before. All right, let's put that over there. Now the next thing is, as this sits, it actually sits in the transmission on this side. Yeah, so this would be forward. And so on the output, the cap goes here. Okay, and what I thought would be true, we need to do something about this diameter. I didn't put a whole lot of emphasis on, oh, maybe we should be careful and not put a bunch of paint in here. And not pretty much anything you take apart, before you take it apart, before you even take it off the vehicle or anything, you want to like look up the nameplate and you need to find a PDF for your part. And then you have to go through that whole PDF and make sure you understand all the different variations, options, choices, and configurations. This particular housing I'm working on right now can be configured 4 different simple, like just the simple parts, they can point 4 different ways. And then thankfully we don't need to spec one from scratch. We already have from the myriad of choices of which gears and the stuff, because the truck came that way. If we were having to buy new parts and pick from the chart, I'm not sure I'd be able to. Not gonna lie. Now I've got papers somewhere. And this is from the the PDF I downloaded. So arrow points down away from control opening. Okay, so the arrow points that way. So this has an arrow. That's the direction of the offset. So this needs to fit in there. Actually, let's use a file just to make sure there's not a lip. Pretty sure there's a lip. The casting is not perfect. Yeah, and it looks like there's a ridge around this. And this piece was probably assembled in the factory where it was made, and they know all the tricks, they know the things they need to do to make it fit. They don't care if it fits right as long as and doesn't leak. So right now I'm like being all careful and wanting it to fit nice, and what if I need to come back in here and fix it? All this happy hoo-yah crap. Whereas like in the factory, they just slam that stuff together and no one cares. Now I'm looking to see if there's any marks or paint. I don't see anything. What do I see on here? Maybe I find a curved file. Do I have one out? No, 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 no. Oh, no. Here are 2 curved files. Now these covers were really hard to remove. So I was a little bit expecting to have to come back and do things. Let's try this other one. It's less mean. Ooh, what if I put it across both? Still feels like there's a bit of a ridge on this. I'm a little grumpy about that. Is this side flat? Yeah, okay. Oh, you know what? I've got that other tool. I have a deburring tool. So it really does feel like there's a sharp edge sticking up. Oh, there's totally a lip. Okay. Make a point, and that where it bends over, it's pulling up a very narrow curl of aluminum. So definitely there's an issue. I could probably use a belt sander on it, or a bench grinder, or anything powered. I'm gonna have to go back after this with some brake cleaner before final assembly. I need to do gaskets for all this stuff. I'm pretty bummed I didn't think ahead and just was all excited to bring the press out. You know, like getting the equipment ready doesn't make things happen, sadly. Yeah, I see some yellow on the edge. Well, that just kind of sucks. I probably should just stop and call it a weekend, go home. But pretty much that's working on these projects, these rebuilds, everything is, you can't just plan how it's going to go. You've just got to try and see what you get. And then you're like, oh, dang, that's not working. There you go. That's not working. That's all right. Maybe next time. And that's been sort of like every bit of the way so far. Yeah, maybe I'll get some flappy thing and drive around. I don't know. But anyway, I think I'm going to just say screw it and make it a weekend. I'm sweating and done. So to be better prepared for next time, probably what I'll do is lay out all the parts in the orientation they're supposed to go. I also need to chase all the threads with a tap. So there's 4 holes here. So it's 4, 8, 12, and I think those are 5/16 coarse thread. And then we have a set screw that looks like 1/4 28. We'll have to, or it could be whatever number 10, number 1032. It's possible. So we'll critique the little set screw that came out of that. Anyway, y'all have a good one. And let's see, let's get the tube of viewing undone. End stream. Put our thing over